And even if I had, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to tell you. It's just my secret.
Hello my fellow Second Lifers, and welcome back to Coffee with Tia, episode 7 part 2. We are in a continued conversation with the ever so elegant, witty and vibrant persona, Amber Daze, owner of Uber Global, Uber Treasure Chest and co-owner for the sales room. I have another round of giveaways on offer for all my subscribers, you guys, courtesy of ALANTORI Boyberry Mesh and Uber Global. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe to my channel and comment your legacy name down below on the YouTube comments, and you are in chance of winning these amazing giveaways. Without holding you up any further, let's welcome in Amber Daze. So Amber, we were speaking about Uber Global, the sales room. So now please could you tell us more about Uber Treasure Chest, please?
Uber Treasure Chest kind of came about with me wanting to do something like what Reese has asked me to join in with the sales room. I wanted to kind of get some of the designers from Uber and have everybody come together, maybe 15 or 20 people, to make something exclusive, throw it all in a big box, and just charge people nothing to come and get it. So it's kind of like the same concept of the loot boxes of the past, where you pay like $1,900 lindens, not dollars, 1,900.
Okay, I was gonna get a heart attack. I was like, okay.
Pay me $1,900 and I'll give you this loot box. No, lindens, and you get 20 items that are most of them valued, between 1,500 lindens and 4,000 lindens each. So the loot box would be valued at over, something like 35,000 lindens, all for 1,900. And I wanted to do this because we are in a time in everybody's world that our economy is not as wonderful as it should be. People are struggling and people are having a hard time making ends meet. They're having a hard time getting out in real life and doing the things that they want. So I wanted to do something that would give them Christmas every month. 1,900 lindens for 40,000 lindens worth of loot, and just to have it a fun thing. So I created the treasure chest ideas from the team, which are the creators, of how we thought that would work the best. So anyway, that's been going since December. It's not as fantastic as I had hoped it would be. I mean, we don't have as many people coming to shop, but whatever their taste is. I mean, it might not be what they love that time, and so they don't buy in. And the next one might be everything that they love, and so they buy in. So it's just, it's been an experiment. It's been an experiment in a loot box, and we're going to see how it's going to go. We're going to try it for a year, see if it pans out. If it does, fantastic. If it doesn't, it was fun. Anyway, that's basically the treasure chest. It's just 10 to 20 creators coming together and making something exclusive for the public to purchase if they want to.
That's such a beautiful concept, and knowing that constraints people have, during the pandemic and making the ends meet, I think that's wonderful that what you're doing for the grid, giving back to the community. And I think that's something very, very important that everyone should take responsibility of, given that you have the responsibility and the power to do so. So, once again, it's a lovely and a very noble thought, and I have so much respect for that, honestly. It's not $19,000. It is lindens.
Wait, just think. I might be able to go on vacation if it was $19,000. Nope, everything is in lindens, and if I ever say dollars, I meant lindens. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Right, okay. So speaking of playing Second Life casually, are you much into socializing? And do you go to like DJ events or activities or any part of entertainment of Second Life?
I used to do that a whole lot more than I do now, only because I just don't have time. Uber Treasure Chest, Sales Room, they all take so much of my time that I'm normally just standing around somewhere working. Now and again I have some time and I might pop over to, one of the clubs or whatever, wherever GS might be, and we dance and chat up the room, which is always so much fun. But normally all of my socializing is at Uber and working with the team and with the shopping public. That's basically what my life is here. That's my socializing and that's my work.
It's all Uber then. You know where to find Amber, guys. It's just teleport right to Uber.
You do, and my land is on the cam sim. So, I mean, I don't even get away to have my own, personal area. My personal area is a part of the cam sim. I don't, I don't have a house out. I have a couple of cats and a GS, and that's as good as it gets.
That's beautiful. Next time we'll bring the whole dance floor to your personal area now.
Oh, that would be perfect.
We know you're not moving from Uber, so we know where to find you. We're going to get the dance floor to you. No worries at all.
Either I'm on one of those sims. You can find me on one of those sims somewhere.
Absolutely. So guys who love Amber, make note, please. No stalking, or else she's going to eject you, right?
Oh my gosh,
please.
I actually had somebody say that they were being stalked, and I was like, I want one. I want a stalker. Can I please have one? Where do you get them? This is like, they were like, are you kidding me? I said, yes. Yes, I am. But, everybody pretty much leaves me alone. I'm sorry, and I like it. It's, I don't get talked to a lot when I'm at Uber or at any of the other events. People leave me alone. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but...
You can come explore. You can come now. We can go together exploring, It's fine. I've got you, Amber. Don't worry at all.
Okay,
I've got you.
It's a date.
It's a date, for sure. Sorry, Reese. I know we're supposed to hang out, but Amber, so...
I get you.
Yeah.
Rita is lost out.
He's gonna punch me like, Tia, excuse me.
After he sees this, he's gonna be like, wait just 1 minute. Was in that coffee. Girl.
I think you mentioned about stalking as well.
Oh no, I can't believe your voice went out right when you were gonna talk to me about stalking. Oh no, come back. Okay, so while she's gone, the next thing that she's going to ask me is about stalking, and no, I have never stalked anybody that I know of. And even if I had, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to tell you. It's just my secret. Okay, everybody, her voice is totally gone now. She is gone and probably getting booted. Yes, she did get booted.
A few moments later.
And I'm really sorry. I do apologize.
Gosh, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. This is normal. Normal second life. That's okay. Sorry. But it was ideal for you to pop out right after you said, speaking of stalkers. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, no, don't go.
Did you think I would leave you alone? No way. I came back for you.
I just wanted to know what you were going to say about it.
See, I'm back. Not everybody leaves you, Amber. I'm always here, okay?
Thank you. Hope that he does. I hope everything in this interview gets on there because it's been awesome.
That's gonna be the extra bit that goes. Did you see the extra bites that I had shot with Reese? So
yeah, I did. All of everything that I said when you crashed, it can be cut out.
Oh, I'm intrigued now. So what's your opinion on the new Linden Labs Mega Size Sim for events, and how many people do you think will use it?
I am so glad you got to this question. I've been dying over this one. So, what do I think of it? I think that it's a really great idea, a really, really great idea, and I also think it's extremely expensive. I don't know about any other mainstream shopping event like Uber being able to afford something like that. And the reason I say that is because our regions are probably packed for about the first 5 to 7 days of opening. And then after that, it's pretty easy for people to get in. To pay the amount that they're asking for the premium Sims would just not be something that we could do at Uber. It's just far too expensive for us. I think it's a great idea. I think getting more people on Sims for special events, sort of like their birthday thing, the Linden Labs Second Life birthday. I think that's fantastic because they've got a lot of people in a short time, and they can get more people in. Events like specialty events that you just want like a bunch of people in, within 5 days or whatever, and then the event's sort of done. I think that's great. If you need something like, we're just fine with the regions that we have. Got the main Uber region and then 2 cam sims, and Uber is busy for about 7 days, and then it's busy all month, but it's busy like you can't get in. For about the first 7 days, the cam sims are busy for about the first 3, and then everybody can get in fine. I don't see personally how that would be economically solvent for us to do. I would have to raise the booth rent so much to be able to pay for that it just wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be possible for us, and it wouldn't be fair to the team.
I think that's quite fair with the given number of people at any point in any sim, like a specialty for Second Life birthdays. But I think they need to make sure that there's an event running on Second Life birthday as well, right?
I know, right? But I think it's a really great idea. And they did beta test with Uber, and I think some other events and some other, things that were going on. They did beta tests just to make sure that, everything would be good and the region wouldn't crash and all of those kinds of things. But then when the premium region information came out, it was just like, wow, that's a little pricey. That's a little pricey for Uber. So we'll just stick with what we have. But I really, really think that it's a great idea for certain events.
Yes, absolutely. Completely understand where you're coming from, and I do see your point across there as well, which is fair enough. So if you were to say one thing to Linden Labs, what would that be, please?
About that particular thing, or about anything?
About anything.
I would just tell them thank you for always being there when Uber's down. I call on them when Uber's down, and they always are right, Johnny on the spot, come to help me. I think that a lot of times Linden Labs staff aren't thanked as much as they need to be. They have a huge platform, and really they keep it running very well for us. Sorry everybody, it's a game, and they keep this game running good. And there's a lot of things that are entailed, and I just don't think that they get the thank you as often as they should. So the one thing I would say to them is just thank you for being there when we need you. Very appreciative to most all of the Linden Lab people that I've been in contact with.
They do need to be thanked as much because, so many grid issues, so many system issues, and, they're right there jumping on and, solving each and everyone's problem. And not just one person. It's like when one thing goes down, it's like 500 people jumping on the same problem, so
Right. And
absolutely.
you know that if a sim is down, you've got not only me saying Uber's been down for about an hour and a half now, can you please check it during rolling restarts? But then you have everybody that wanted to be in Uber contacting them and saying, hey, what's going on? So yeah, they just get bombarded. And people, and I'm not sure exactly why this is, but people kind of like the negativity and the ugly behavior a little bit more than they like the kindness, and it just doesn't hurt to tell them thank you. I appreciate them.
Oh, I see your point there, and completely agree that Linden Labs need to be thanked more. There is a system issues, there is a grid issues. Everybody, just starts jumping on Linden Labs saying, oh, we're down, or this is happening with that. And they have to deal with so many problems, so many tickets at one point. So I think they really need to be thanked, and they do their work quite efficiently and get everything solved and ready to go. So I completely agree with you on that.
Exactly. It's sort of like the event. Without the creators, you have a venue. Without the shoppers, the creators have a store. You have to have everybody. Without us, Linden Lab has a whole lot of expensive equipment and a lot of servers to pay for. So yeah, everybody depends on everybody else, and everybody needs to remember that. I think it just gets forgotten a lot.
So Amber, talk to me about the Second Life's recent announcement of the Premium Plus. What's your take on it? Have you heard about it?
I'm not sure what that is. I haven't heard.
Okay, so it's basically it's got a whole bunch of features. So you know, like how you have premium for your account, there is a feature now that Linden Labs has announced in their recent announcement. It's called the Premium Plus, and it's got a bunch of whole new features. Obviously that comes with a cost as well, and I'll actually drop you a link to it after the interview. Yeah, so you can have a look for yourself. Yeah.
Well, I think that they're running a business. While we're having fun here, they're running a business, and you know, you either accept items or you don't. I mean, I think it'll probably be wonderful, and most likely I will pay for it because they have done a lot for my life. I'm thinking that giving back a little bit is not going to hurt. So wonderful! I can hardly wait. Yes. No, I really live in a cave called Uber, and honestly, these new things come out, and somebody will say to me, "Well, what do you think about this?" Don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Kind of like Premium Plus. I have no clue. I hadn't heard. So I'm excited to learn about it.
Wonderful. And I'm sure, I mean, once you get to know about it, you know, you have your own reservations, and, you know, just like all of us, we have our own reservations with the things that is getting announced. Okay. And not more questions left, so we'll jump into a bit more casual questions. So talk to us about any crazy... I can't speak today. What's wrong with you?
You're interviewing me, that's what.
I'm really nervous, Amber. What have you done?
Stop. Just stop.
Oh, gosh. All right, so any crazy or funny stories that you can share with us and that happened throughout the course of Uber over the recent years?
Gosh, there are so many. I used to work with Quincy Pophad. She and her husband, real life, 𝐏𝐿 is his name. They used to be at Uber, and they've since moved on to other things. But she used to dance like on people's heads. So she would like go over and hover over people and then land on their head, and then she would just dance, like tap dance, and do all sorts of just funny things like that. Just the cutesy funny things that people do, the typos, the, you know, oh my gosh, teleporting in somewhere and all of your clothes have all of a sudden fallen off. All of that kind of stuff is it just cracks me up. There's just all sorts of, I think probably my funniest and most horrifying was in my early years. I went to Muddy's Music Cafe, which a lot of people know. And I was clicking on things in my inventory and went, I wonder what this is. So I added it, and it was a house, and it rezzed on me in Muddy's Music Cafe. So there's this house dancing around with me, and I'm like, what is this? How do I get rid of this? Oh my gosh. Literally filled up the entire venue, this house, and I hit the X button and didn't go back for like 2 weeks. I was mortified that I had done that, and I didn't have any idea how to get rid of it. I didn't, because I was so new. I was just like dancing around with this house. There have been so many funny things. I don't know. There's just too many to. My profile pic has so many things that GS has said, or, you know, Quincy said, or any of those silly things that I can't get rid of ever. So I put them out for the public.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now we know why don't you have a house. Now we know why you're always at the campsite.
Because I wear them. Because I don't res houses, I wear them, and it's embarrassing. I need to get out more. Sure.
But you need to get out of your house more, okay?
I know, get my house off of me more. I'm like the Wicked Witch in what's that? Alice in Wonderland. No. Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz.
Okay, so now you know, everybody, if you see a house dancing in the middle of Uber, you know who it is.
It will be. I do it all the time. Oh my gosh.
That's funny. That's funny. What is the one thing on SL you cannot live without?
I think humor. Humor and Uber. I couldn't live without Uber. Well, I mean, I could live without all of it, but I couldn't be in Second Life, I don't think, without Uber. And I would enjoy Second Life as much without humor. So I think those two things are things that I couldn't live without, if that's how I have to put it. Yeah, because that's important. I mean, life is so tough for so many people, and humor just makes everything just that much easier to process.
I agree, for sure. You know, humor definitely sparks up the dullest moments of your life and your hardest times as well.
You can be having the worst day ever, and then somebody says something and you just go, oh my gosh, okay, I'm over it. You're right. That was better.
The next question would be, if you were to collab with any of the other event owners in the future, who would you look up to collabing with?
You know, I get asked every now and again to do that. And it's not that I don't look up to the other event owners, because I do, and I respect them all so much. It's not an easy job, and it's not an easy work environment, but I don't think that I would ever collaborate with another event owner, only because of the team, because the team deserves to have all of the spotlight of Uber on them, and not Uber collabing with another event and having that spotlight taken away from them. And so that's why I've never really ever done it. The sales room is the closest that I've ever come to pushing Uber into another event with another event owner. But really, Uber's not, you know, the Uber creators aren't, it's not a detrimental thing to them to have me over there with Reese.
Yeah.
If I thought for a minute that, you know, any collaboration or anything would be a detriment to their paycheck, then I just wouldn't do it. And so that's why I really have never really thought about collaborating with any other event owner, only because I just don't think it's fair to the team to push them into something without their knowledge, because really Uber isn't mine. As I've said before, it belongs to them, and so all of those are their choices. And most of them are in all these other events anyway, so I mean, I'm not sure what we would collaborate on, but you know, most of the Uber creators are in all of these other events as well. So that's kind of my run-on answer to that. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely, I'll agree to that for sure. I think Uber has its own place and it stands for its own self, you know. And as you mentioned before, that the team is there fair enough to say that, you know, you have your own standing and you'd like to stand where you are at the minute. So
Amber, tell me, how do you feel about all the events going on, since there are so many of them that have come and are coming every single day?
Gosh, there are so many events.
Yeah.
I think that events are really wonderful for Second Life. I think that the weekend events, my take on those are economically, they're really important right now for the state of the world. And I think they're really great. They don't seem to have made any kind of a dent or an issue with Uber so far, so you know, I'm not seeing the traffic for Uber go down. We have about somewhere between 35,000 and 45,000 within that range of visitors at Uber every single month. So I'm not seeing any traffic changes. I monitor, you know, the visitors that come to Uber. And I keep track of all of that on my spreadsheet. Yes, I know, I have a spreadsheet for that too. So that I know the traffic and I know how things are going. If Uber's having a bad traffic month, then I reach out to the team and say, hey, it wasn't as wonderful last month. How were your sales? Do we need to do something different? What do you think? But there are a ton of events, and I wish all of them really well. I mean, I hope that their event goes well, and I hope that they have, you know, the success that everybody deserves out here. A lot of events. Oh my gosh, you're gone again. Oh my gosh, you're back again. That, of course, is going to be cut out, because, of course, every time she reses in out her clothes on. So I know this is going to be cut out.
A few moments later.
Where do I hit my head on the wall? Please tell me.
Where's the wall? I just go straight to the wall and hit my head there.
Not at all worried. Don't be sorry. This is part of the whole Second Life. It happens. Please
No,
don't
thank
be
you for being so patient as well. I'm really sorry.
welcome. Mentioned that the weekend sales events, I think, are wonderful because they're economically great for the shopping public. I think those are wonderful, and they seem to be a huge pull right now. And as for all the other events, I just wish everybody well, and I hope their event is successful and that they do really well. There are so many, it's difficult to, it's just difficult because it spreads people out so far. But I just wish everybody the very best and success with the endeavors that they're taking on, and it's not an easy road. Events are difficult, and I see them popping up, and I see status of coming soon, this event, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you poor things, you're into an event moment where there's just so many that you just hope that everybody will succeed. I just hope that they succeed and they have fun. Most of all, just have some fun.
Absolutely, it's all about entertainment as well as your job, So okay, and my last question to wrap up this eventful evening. It would be, do you have any upcoming projects in mind that you want to reveal with us?
Oh my gosh, I don't. I am projectless. Actually, I have Uber's birthday or anniversary coming up in August. We're hoping to have something. I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea. I really don't have any idea what the team will decide on. I've given them a bunch of options, and they're going to vote on those and decide what they want to do. But other than that, nothing's going on. I am quietly keeping track of what I need to do for these 3 events. And real life gets very, very busy in the summer. Always a challenge to keep up with everything in here and to keep up with real life.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, real life always comes first, and no matter what, I can imagine like the summer is always like a hectic time because you've got so many places to go, you've got vacations to take, etc., which is always wonderful. Because you don't want to get you. Oh yeah, of course, pool parties as well, for sure.
I know, sorry to make you jealous once again.
Okay, it's okay. I'll forgive you.
We'll get you a kiddie pool for your house and you'll be just fine.
That'll be amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Alright, okay, so with that, I would like to wrap up today's evening and thank you for your time so much, Amber. It's been a ball, a gala of a time with you, and and then we soon gonna go on a date, aren't we? That's on records now,
Definitely going on a date, and it's been a pleasure. I've had so much fun with you, Tia.
I'm sure you guys have enjoyed that interview as much as I did with Amber. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also, look out for the giveaway and comment your legacy name down in the comment section below. Special thanks to all our sponsors for the show, ALANTORI, Boyberry Mesh and Uber Global. I will see you guys very soon with another new guest on the show. Till then, stay virtual and God bless.